Is Robert the doll really haunted? Let's get into that. Well, hello there, my friends. It's always such a pleasure to be with you here and share all our thoughts and ideas. Hello, if you are new here, I am Dee Sparta, and welcome to my channel. This is where we dive into the mysterious and unsolvable. Then we try to learn more through tarot and other divination tools. Now, if you are new here, or just haven't subscribed before, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post videos weekly. Sometimes I'll throw in a bonus or two. So please subscribe and remember to hit the bell. Also, if you do like this content, please hit the like button. Comment down below with your thoughts and ideas about today's topic, or just post what you would like to see in the future. Okay, now before we get into what we're covering today, I want to point out, yes, my voice is still not back. I am doing and feeling a lot better. I'm dealing with a lot less pain, not feeling as sick and drained. So these are good, positive things in my life right now. Last week, you might not have known, but May 2nd, I did turn 50 years old. This has been reminiscing about lots of stuff and just a lot of, I'm like, have I really, 1972, the world was very different. I couldn't have imagined this, social media, the internet, cable TV, streaming. Man, we had like 3-4 channels, and this is when I lived in Los Angeles. You had your local channels, PBS. It was all it was UHC, yeah. Yeah, times have changed. So I am working on this. I've also got back into the writing of my novel. So if you do go read my web novel, it is being updated. It's Breaking the Heavens. I do have a link down below if you want to check that out. Mind you that some chapters are marked as mature. They are definitely not safe for work. Okay? Anyway, let's get into Robert the Doll. Oh boy. I'm a little skeptical about this haunting, or type of haunting it is. You might have seen different things on TV. I know Zach had a woman who had owned him after Jean, the original owner, when she got his house. She brought the doll to Zach's museum, and they talked about how scary and evil he is. I don't know. But anyway, like Annabelle, Robert the Doll is famous, notorious, yes he is, for supposedly being cursed. And there's also just a couple of different backstories about him. And so I want to cover and share with you what I discovered really about this doll. Also, about the movies, I will get into the movies and also another movie series that he inspired. So, if you also want to learn about all this, well, just stick around. I'm also going to do a psychic tarot reading to see if we can learn and get a feel of this doll's real energy. Because is it really cursed? Do people need to ask permission to take a picture? There's just so many questions that I have. And I hope we can get some answers. So if you want to learn more about the history of Robert the Doll, stick around. But if you want to just jump ahead to the psychic reading, use the chapter link to go straight to the reading. I hook you up. All right, let's get into it. Hi, thank you for sticking around. We're talking about Robert the Doll over here. Yeah, I got the picture over here, don't I? Uh-huh. Over there. I'm in the camera. Yeah, you get it. I just need more coffee, people. I really do. And I just need my voice back. Here's a little something about me. I love dolls. And I have a collection of dolls. And then I started when I was very young. And haunted dolls really do intrigue me. I love to watch movies about haunted dolls, too. And today's movie actually inspired another movie that's become a cult classic. Are you familiar with Child's Play? The Chucky franchise? Yes, that's it. Good old Chucky here. It's kind of like, what? But yes, because Robert, you're going to learn that, like Chucky, was supposed to be for a little boy. And he loved his doll, right? And then the doll had bad intentions, as we all know. But that's where there's different stories about Robert, and it did inspire Chucky. Now there is also, folks, I think there's 4 sequels to Robert. Now I've actually seen the movie Robert. I thought it was okay. I haven't seen the sequels. I think I might start binging those. Because I like those weird kind of horrors. There's another one, a series, and I can't remember the name of it now. Oh my gosh. Bad Ben. That series is good. See, I like haunted dolls, paranormal, and I love those slasher films. So Chucky's like slasher and, paranormal voodoo and, haunted doll is like, yeah. So anyway. Gotta calm down here, folks, don't I? Now, as I researched, I learned of the different theories of where Robert came from and how Robert Eugene Otto got the doll. Now, Robert is a fabric doll made of straw. And he's got small, beady eyes. And he's wearing a sailor suit. And he has a doggy with its tongue out, just sitting there on his lap. Now, the doll was named by the child, Gene. His middle name was Eugene, and so he went by Gene. And so he named the doll Robert, which was his first name. That's just a little tidbit to know about. Now, what we do know is that in 1904, Gene was given the doll. And the theory, what is believed in the main story is, this was a gift from his grandfather when he went to Germany. You see, this version of this doll, this version of the whole doll story isn't creepy. As, what I'm going to go into next. But, yeah, it was a doll, and it was bought. The grandfather got it for him while he was traveling. But some say they claim that this old straw-filled toy was given to Gene by one of the family's young maids who hexed it in retaliation for some wrongdoing. Now, how exactly she was wronged is unknown. Who this maid could have been, unknown. And I think this story is a fabricated story. And I'll find out. Maybe the tarot cards are going to tell me otherwise. But I'm not seeing how a family, oh yeah, this maid who we screwed over, she wants to give our son a toy. I would turn it down. Just put that out there. Now, while saying this doll was cursed by an angry maid, there are just so many questions. Even, how did she obtain this doll? Because you see, this doll was actually made in Germany, and the family lives in Florida, West Keys, USA. Now, it was Fort East Martello Museum that where Robert is now residing. They deduced where this doll was never actually intended to be a doll sold in the first place. You see, Robert's origins trace back to the Steiff Company. It's the same company that designed the very first teddy bear. Now, a company historian told the museum that this doll was most likely meant to be part of a Windows display. Nonetheless, Robert was taken in by the Otto family and became little Jean Otto's best friend. So I'm leaning more towards the grandfather while he was in Germany bringing the doll over, more so than the maid somehow getting this doll that wasn't even supposed to be sold. I'm thinking the father had some hookups, some connections. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Now, it was described that Jean had a very unhealthy relationship with the doll. You see, the doll was always with him. He said that the doll was his best friend, and the sailor suit Robert wore was originally one of Jean's outfits, and he put it on the doll. Eugene had given would sit around talking to the doll. And at first, the family's like, well, that's okay. Kids play, kids' imagination, creativity. That is until the doll answered back in a deep voice. And they noticed it was happening other times when they've heard them laughing and hear this deep laughter with their son Jean laughing, and they're just like, yeah, that's when the parents started to grow very concerned. And they started to realize there's some strange things happening. For instance, in the middle of the night, Gene would wake up and the doll would suddenly be sitting at the foot of his bed instead of where it was placed in his room. Or, in the middle of the night also, they would wake up and Gene is screaming, sitting down in the middle of his room, surrounded by overturned furniture. And he blamed it on Robert. Yeah. And the family wasn't quite sure. They're like, what? But this would happen. And supposedly, as he got older, things only got worse. Toys would be found broken and mutilated. And Gene would just say, Robert did it. Now, there once was a plumber. He's coming over. He was alone in the house working on the plumbing. And then he could hear children laughing. Mind you, Gene and his parents were not there. And he was all alone. And he looked around and he couldn't find anyone there. Then he noticed, when he looked in the room closer, the plumber noticed that Robert the doll had moved from one side of the window to the other. And it appeared he must have done it on his own because nobody was there. What's more, the plumber swears that objects that had been in Robert's lap ended up on the other side of the room as if he had tossed them, thrown them across the room. Yeah, so there's some little weird incidents. Like, he seems more playful and mischievous. Eventually, Jean Otto grew up and moved away. And after studying at the Academy of Fine Arts in Chicago and the Art Students League in New York, Jean went to the Parisian Sorbonne, where he met his wife, Anne. I have to keep my throat wet, moist. Sorry. Now, Otto brought the doll back to his childhood home at 534 Eaton Street in Key West, Florida. And then he named the home the Artist House. And today they say that this Victorian home is a haunted B&B. Now, Jean made a very special room up in the attic just for Robert. Even as an adult, Jean treated Robert as a living being. Yeah. Now, the room was filled with furniture and toys for Robert, even a teddy bear that Robert seemed to like. Now, Anne, his wife, did not like the doll and requested that Robert be locked up in the room. Well, apparently, Robert wasn't very fond of being locked up. So he would manage to get out of the room, and then he'd find a seat upstairs by a window. Sometimes he'd have the teddy bear with him, too. And he'd be sitting there staring at the window, watching other kids play. And the kids kind of got creeped out seeing this doll just like watching them. It was like one moment he's not there, and then he's there. Locals swore that the doll would disappear and then reappear facing another direction, or his gaze would follow them as they passed by. Visitors inside the artist's house also claimed that they could hear footsteps coming from the attic, and that things would seem to move about the home on their own with no explanation. Now, after Jean died in 1974, Anna, who loathed that doll, and after her husband's death, demanded that the doll stay in the attic in a cedar chest. Many years after her death, the doll was found when a woman named Myrtle Router purchased the artist's house, which meant Robert the doll had a brand new caretaker. Now, Myrtle lived with Robert for 20 years, and it said she even looked after him with her, and she looked after him, but also took him with her when she moved to a new home in the 1980s. And finally, she donated this little spooky, creepy doll to the Fort East Martello Museum in 1994, and she claimed the doll was haunted. Now, the demons. Where did that come from? The museum accepted the doll and its baggage. Just assuming that, Myrtle's claims were just nonsense. They're just like, whatever. Excuse me. Almost immediately, however, museum employees reported their own inexplicable happenings with the doll. Nonetheless, to this day, numerous visitors have lined up to see Robert the doll on display. Even stranger fans and fearful believers send letters directly to Robert, sometimes praying to him, sometimes apologizing for having looked at him the wrong way while visiting the museum. He actually gets about 1 to 3 letters a day, said Converito of the museum, who staff member at the museum. Now, some visitors ask Robert to, in their letters for advice, or if he could place a curse on someone who's wronged them. Now, since his arrival, Robert has nearly 1,000 letters. But that's not all he receives. Visitors have also been known to leave candy, money, sometimes even joints. Now, some claim if you disrespect Robert or take a picture without asking for permission, the doll will curse you. It is said horrible accidents have happened, and others becoming very ill after individuals wronged Robert when they visited him at the museum. I just gotta put in something. Just hear me out here, folks. The doll, if haunted, kind of seems more like a playful spirit haunted him. The only real claims of Robert harming or cursing anyone has only happened by visitors who go to the museum, and I think they're just manifesting things on their own, based on their own fears of the unknown, of something being haunted. If it's haunted, it must be evil. Not necessarily, folks. But people start claiming Robert's cursed him. It's just so, really, is Robert all that evil? Is he haunted? And if so, is it the ghost of a human? Maybe a child? Or a sinister demon? Let's see what we can find what's really going on with this tarot reading. Welcome back. Hey, we're going to get into this reading now. I'm just feeling a lot of different emotions. Anyway, let's get into this reading. Please remember that it's all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. My hairs get caught up in my headset. Yes, I wear this headset. It helps block out outside noises, as well as I have music playing that helps me focus and be open. So, I'm nervous. Here we go, folks. Robert the Doll. You want to see how I shuffle? It's hard to... Okay. Okay. Three of Hearts. Swords. The broken heart reversed. Okay. Okay, here is the Page of Pentacles. Let's see here. And the Queen of Cups. Interesting. Because I'm like... This has to do with the dolly, I think. This is weird. I'm just getting this. It's definitely not what I expected, folks. This is about healing and comfort, forgiveness. And okay, I'm getting this a bad relationship Robert had with his parents. And the doll and I think the grandfather was like, here's the doll. And the doll became this tool to help heal. And so Jean wasn't so alone. Yeah, the Four of Swords. And it's over the this forgiveness, learning self-care, and there was just a huge disconnect he had. It's like he felt his parents didn't care about him, that he didn't feel loved. I mean, Jean, not Robert. And the dolly was giving him that. All right, here is the Page of Cups, and she is reversed. Yeah, it's over the other page. Pages are young. They're like innocent. This just goes on top of the whole just not feeling love or accepted. It's like he his family fought about Robert with the doll. I mean, Gene with the doll, Robert the doll. It was like, oh, he's growing up. Why does he still have the doll? He's so immature. And I think Gene was like, had a very child, even when he grew up, a connection to this doll that was his comfort. And the Two of Cups, and this is reversed. Oh, okay. Yeah, the family didn't trust the child with the doll, and it was mainly because they thought it's just a toy. Why is he playing around with this? I don't think they always believed him when he would say, well, Robert did this. And I have a feeling Robert was a spirit of a child in him that could relate to Gene and how hurt and his hardship in life. I think that's what happened. Huh. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. I see Gene wanting to break free from especially his father. So he started focusing on working on stuff. And he was really a creative, introverted child. Okay. We have the Devil. I think Gene was abused. I think parents had maybe alcohol or drug problem. Maybe the father that was taken out against on Gene. I think Robert, the spirit in Robert, experienced the same thing. I think that's why there is this bond. I don't get bad, evil sense from Robert at all. Okay, now here's the High Priestess reversed. And it's over our pages. I find that very, very interesting. Because this is all about secrets and hiding stuff, and I think the family's hiding what was really going on with them, and that's why Gene clung to Robert, because he didn't have anybody else. There's a lot of secrets, a lot of shady shit happened. I really Oh, this card just flipped. Actually, these 3 cards did. Ooh. The Knight of Cups reversed. That's and it's over, the healing and dealing with apathy. I think Gene closed off from his parents. I get this strong vibe of he's just angry, and he's very angry. He feels very betrayed. I think they tried to take the doll away from him, and it would cause problems. And here's the Two of Wands. It's dealing with communication often. Yeah, they're planning. Yeah. And then we have the Hermit. I think Gene was just a hermit. He isolated himself. And he would only have, and he had made that decision that Robert's the one he's going to trust. Not even his own family. I want to check on something here about Robert being evil or hurting those who might hurt Jean. Was he protective? Is Robert protective of Jean and maybe of other children? Seven of Swords upside down. Okay. And there's a sign of deception going on here. Secrets again. All right, we have the King of Swords. So here we have like all this deception, and here we have him coming out with the truth. Let's see what the next card is going to tell us. So curious. I don't know. If one card pops up, I'm going to be like, what? Because, yeah. Okay, it did. Okay. We have the Nine of Swords. Okay. See, the doll itself, the spirit, is dealing with, feeling betrayed. With Jean gone, there's I think if he feels that someone is just a mean or bad person, he may target. I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, boy. The Eight of Cups looking the other way. Which is over the deception. It's going away, leaving it all behind. Oh, the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Truth. I think the children suffered if they weren't perfect. They felt like they had to be perfect. The Two of Cups. Right side this time. That's interesting. I am going to say I don't think Robert's happy not having Jean anymore. I think Robert doesn't like being at the museum, kind of enclosed. He wishes he was with a child. He really wishes it was Jean. He misses the connection and that love that they felt, healing. Robert needs to cross over. He really does. Here's the Lenormand deck. Let's see if we can find anything else about this family. Something happened in Germany with the dolls being made, and a reason why this one in particular was able to be sold when it wasn't supposed to be. You know? Because it was supposed to be a display. Let me grab some more coffee, please. Alright. And the Lenormand deck is another type of tarot deck that was used in the Victorian days, and I absolutely love it. We have 3, which is the Jack of Spades. And I see the child with all its toys. That is so appropriate here. That is so spot on. So we have the child. With the Jack of Spades. Okay. Playful little thing. Beautiful child. Uh-oh. The dice. This is card 39. And the dice is like taking a gamble, but having fun, but it could end up being dangerous. This card doesn't have like, the two of hearts or something. Ace of spades. Yeah, the ace of spades. Oh, the ace of spades. The ace of spades. Sorry. Yes, I am into death metal. Okay? Kind of the gothy stuff. Okay, if you didn't know. I also like the 80s metal bands, hair bands. Okay, you know, I grew up in the 80s teen years. Anyway, let's gamble. Let's see if it was good or bad. Oh, we have the home. 4, which is the King of Hearts. All right. And it's like, it's the environment, safety. Okay. $44 is the compass. I mean, is the magnifying glass. Now, like this card is actually an extra added after the original deck was made, so it's a little different. But it comes. There's just a few cards like that. Missing something between kids playing at home. Something's missing. What's missing? Let's get some more cards out here, okay? Ooh, this one flew out at me. The lady, the ace of spades. Card 29. Interesting. Okay, so there's a woman behind this. Okay. And, 6 clouds, which is the King of Clubs. That's usually hiding something. Which, yeah, I'm supposed to be looking for what's it. There's confusion. Oh, the story about the maid. That is not truth. That was, created to add more drama to the haunting. And little Robert was just child spirit, I really believe. 14. Ooh, we got a fox. 14. Which is the 9 of clubs. This is a trickster. So, I'm going to say the kid here that possessed the doll was a mischievous brat and a trickster. Kind of sneaky, and I think if he doesn't like someone, he might do something. If you're good to him, and if you're good to other children, he'll be nice to you. But he still might play some mischievous games. Okay, here's the clover, and it's over the lady and the dice. That's interesting. Two, the card two, which is the six of diamonds, which is the clover. The trickster, this just lessens his ability. That means it was not a manifestation of an evil spirit wanting to cause harm. He was just a little guy, just a little trickster, you know. It's like baby Loki. You know. And 15, the polar bear, which is also the 9 of clubs. I mean, the 10 of clubs. I get this all right somehow. This bear is protection, powerful, and I'm going to say this bear is the doll Robert protecting Jean. He's very protective of Jean, and he might have, thrown a tantrum and messed things up if Jean, didn't want to play along. Like, Jean's like, hey, I gotta sleep, man. I gotta sleep. And Robert's like, no, play. And that's probably why he messed up the room. Because the little trickster in him is like, ha. And it would probably upset Robert. I think they would fight, but they would get along. Okay, so Robert was haunted. This little doll, I think it's a child spirit. I don't see... I think the family is full of a lot of lies and cover-up of things. I really do. And I think this whole story about voodoo and... the voodoo card never... There's a card with voodoo doll in my deck, and it never popped up. If it had, then I was going to be like, okay, we're dealing with some voodoo here. But that never showed. So... that story seems kind of fake. Which, you know how things can be exaggerated. Especially if you want to tell a better story, something that's more exciting than just, simple little haunted doll. Excuse me. I gotta turn down the heater. Yesterday it snowed, folks. It flippin' ass snowed. I posted pictures of the snow on my Twitter. Please go over there. You can also, follow me. I post on Twitter a lot more than anywhere else. And I check those messages more often. So if you want to message me or reach me privately, use my Twitter and the links down below. Okay. What a fun little reading. I don't feel like I stepped into the darkness and got swallowed up. I'm actually feeling pretty good. Kind of got this little giddiness going on and almost feeling like I want to be a little mischievous. It's kind of cute. Oh me, oh my, what trouble am I going to get into today? Yeah, I liked this reading. I hope you did too. If you have any thoughts, or if you disagree, or you see something different, let me know. I might not be right. I could be wrong. That happens. I could have misunderstood a card. That's very, possible. I never say that my readings are 100%. Sometimes I'm off, and other times I'm spot on. I try my best. I really, really do. And I love bringing this content to all of you. I hope you like it too. Let me know what you want me to do next for the next video. I have a few ideas, and you guys have been giving me an influx of a bunch. And so I've got a lot of research and a lot of prep work to do. Man, I need help. I got to tell you, the researching takes time. Because I want to double check things and triple check and make sure, my resources are good, are sound. And sometimes I'll get conflicting stories in my resources, and it's like, well, which is which? Which has happened today? It's like, Huh. I know TV specials about the doll, Robert, they always have that. Oh, it was a voodoo doll story, the spookier side, you know? But you kind of wonder, why did the people have to get rid of Robert, who wasn't supposed to be getting rid of? Hmm. Yeah. Folks, please, if you do also like this reading, I do have links below where you can donate. A lot of times, some of this controversial things that I talk about, or if I just mention a person's name, my stuff gets demonetized. But I still want to bring the content to you, and I will. But I do ask if you could support me in any way. I have my Amazon wish list down below, and I do have links: PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, where you can send a small gift to me, which I would greatly appreciate. And I'll thank you if you want me to. If you don't want me to, I'll thank you live. or in a video. Also, I'm going to highlight comments starting, with the next video. I'll start out with a comment. I'll point out a comment from today's video, bring it up, and share with at the end of the videos. Okay, I'll start doing that. I want to get some more interaction with y'all, and you guys are my family here, and I don't have this channel without you. I don't have anything here without you. So you all mean so much. I see your names and I remember some of you, and it's just always great when you pop up and you comment. I enjoy it. I like just the interactions and how positive. I recently had someone who got confused by the Britney Spears video, because I feel that Sam isn't got a darkness about him. I don't always trust him. But at the same time, I also felt he was what Britney needed when she was going through her own darkness. And now that she's free, he's helping her transition. And he means no harm to her. I did pick up that he's kind of a greedy bastard. But someone was like, how can you say someone's got darkness and say it's okay? Well, sometimes what you need doesn't always make sense. But that was just what I feel about the whole situation. Like, I don't trust Sam 100%. But I do know that he has love for that woman. I do. Anyway, folks, let's wrap this up. I love you. Please remember, be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.